All right, we're going to be reviewing mining kill mails, and we're going to basically just kind of dissect them, try to glean what happened and educate ourselves. That's very important. And Eve, you're going to be spending a lot of time outside of games on wikis or on zKillboard trying to educate yourself. And this is also a really, really good way to build a negative standings list so that you can start adding known aggressor groups to -10 so you can see them in local a lot easier. So I would recommend doing this like once or twice a week yourself and just start to see what kind of commonalities you start to come across as you look through these. So we will primarily be looking at high sec with the tag of gank. Gank usually means that it's in high sec and it's not a war deck. So some of these up here don't have the tag for ganked, but we'll look at them anyway and just kind of see what we see and whatnot. So this one is in a 0.7. It is we're about 270, dropped about 5 million. Not too bad. They and also malicious mineral hounds. Those are pretty common aggressors here. But automatically off the board, what I see here is ice harvester, ice. So ice is very a very predictable place for gank groups to find targets. And more interestingly than so I've actually seen other miners have their own gank fleets, and they will gank you or bump you off the ice if they feel like you're competition. So keep that in mind. That's why I don't recommend doing any sort of ice mining in high sec. It is just too much of a hotbed for all that kind of stuff. So as you can see here, there's a skiff, no rigs, got a workhorse stab, which is not really going to do you a whole lot of good. And then you also have a medium ancillary shield booster. Do you have any charges? Yeah, you got cap boosters. I mean, shield boosting is, going to be slow at, regenning your shield. You're almost better off doing like some buffer tank here. But, grabbing a buffer tank like a medium shield extender and then maybe another hardener and then, get you some shield rigs or Trimarks or something would probably make this a little bit more manageable, but in most cases it wouldn't have saved you anyway. You're on ice, you're kind of putting a big target on your back there. But let's go on to the next one. So this one is a Mackinac. I want to see how this one is fit actually. This is ice, okay, or strip miners, that's why. So yeah, 693 million, it dropped 45, and this was done by Catalyst. So this is why they got ganked. And where did they get ganked at? A 0.5. But ore strip miners are just, one of those things that they scan you down, they see faction ore strips, they're going to take the chance on you. Did have some buffer tank on here, no rigs, but yeah, those and no real tank in the lows either. No damage control. Probably put a damage control in there. But ore strips, man, those are going to make you a target big time. And it looks like they were on rare ore sites. It looks like they were on rare ore sites right here. So Ethereum. So keep an eye on that. That's another, you gotta be kind of careful on those sites as well and everything. Let's go to the next one. It's a retriever. See how this retriever is fit. So 70 million, it's about right, and it dropped about 7, and it was 5 involved on that, 5 catalyst, which sounds about right. That's probably a little bit of overkill, to be honest. Just got some rich plag in there, just doing some normal high seg mining there, but no real tank to speak of. Probably go rigs there. It only took like 12k damage, but adding just even like some Tech 1 buffer tank in here and damage control, maybe some bricks, some reinforced bulkheads might have helped a little bit, but they probably scanned him down and saw that there was no tank and it was just, an easy, quick kill and stuff like that. You can also go to related on any of these kill mills as well. You can kind of see other information. There's just a whole lot of stuff going on in that battle report and everything. So here's a Hulk in a 0.7. See what this one looks like. Or strip miners. Again, almost 700 million there. Dropped almost dropped almost half a bill. Uh, got some shield amps, but no buffer tank. But yeah, ore strip miners, they'll get you. What'd you have? You got hammerheads and oh my god, augmented mining drones. Also, I mean, they dropped all 5 of those. That's 62 million right there. Hell, if all you had was the augmented mining drones in your Hulk, that's probably enough to justify the kill. 6 were involved in that. Even if these players are, full-time negative 10s, see, they're not actually. So in this situation, like, this tells me right here that they probably don't want to like live as a negative 10. So they are probably like, ganking a little bit and then maybe like resetting their security status and stuff. So whenever I see this, that means that that's a pretty good candidate to sell kill rights. But the fact that there is so much value, both ore strips dropped in this, it would be very, very difficult to break even with kill rights on this. Because, for instance, I usually take the value of the ship and fit that I lost, and I divide it by the number of aggressors. There's no way you're going to sell a kill right for 116. I usually don't even go over 50 on that. So if they would have just not had ore strip miners, then they could have probably actually put kill rights out for all 6 of these involved, and probably would have broke even or even made money on this kill. So that's something to keep in mind as well. We'll do a few more here, just to kind of like give you guys a little bit of. There's a 0.5 retriever. Go down here, see what we've got here. 0.5, how many were 6 involved? Took about 14k. So they had medium core defense extender 1s, which is a good start. I mean, a prop mod is not really all that useful on a barge. That could have been a shield extender, and then probably this survey scanner could have just been like a even a tech 1 multi-spec, and then like a damage control and some tank in the lows would have actually probably had them commit a little bit more than 6 on this. But yeah, they just got like compressed belts. And that's 12 million that they were transporting. So for this, I mean, we can go do the whole like, kill mail thing too. You kind of have to like know if like they're supposed to 85 million, and then what was there, 6 people involved in that. So that's 14. But what you need to do is you need to figure out if they're full time. So they're not even like neg 10s. Either they just started ganking or they managed their security. So in this situation, if I was this person, that's 14 million per kill right. I would have probably sold for 15 and broke even on this kill. You could have probably even like sold these kill rights for like 20 and made a profit on this. And it's not always guaranteed that somebody will buy the kill right, but I've never had a kill right not be purchased as long as I kept the relative price down. So after a certain point, when your ship is worth over quite a bit, it's very difficult. There's like a margin on each side. It's like if your ship's like less than 50 million, then you can pretty much break even or profit on kill rights. And then like if your ship is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1 to 2 bill and you have like 500,000 plus EHP and they have to commit a lot to killing you, there's a chance that you can kind of break even there as well. But in that middle ground where those mining barges, mining barges you can kind of, but exhumers are really expensive and they're kind of in that middle ground where it's really hard to break even on them. Let's look at this Mackinac here. What do we got? About 320, dropped 22. This looks like that same group from the other one. Yeah, they were just having a day. Smuggler Society. So they were carrying, yeah, they dropped about 12 million in faction sentry drones. Regular strip miners, they had some tank, no tank in the lows, Probably would have put tanks in the rig slots as well, but and they did 5 on this one, so they could have potentially broke even on kill mills as well, since it's that same group. None of these people, if you see like negative tens, like that's usually like they're okay with living criminal, and they're free to kill anyway. But if these people go and do like insert or any sort of like PVE to bring their stats back over 0, that in between their ganks, then they do care about those kill rights. So kill rights last for like 30 days. So I usually just put them out there. If they sell, cool. If they don't, whatever, move on. Mine. If somebody buys them, then you didn't really lose anything on the loss. All right, we'll kind of go. Let's see if we can find a ship that we haven't gone over yet. We've seen pretty much everything. We haven't seen a coveter. Some retrievers. Here's a procurer. You notice you don't see a whole lot of expeditionary frigates on here, because they are dodgy. Same with, obviously ventures get ganked all the time, but if you're an experienced miner and know what you're doing with the venture, you can be really dodgy. There's a 0.7. This is also known group. Got some code in here. Salvage drones. Just got some Veldspar. Worth about 66 million. Dropped about 10. Does have some tank, actually. EM, shield reinforcer, medium thermal, and core defense, and a damage control 2. It looks like Tech 1 shield hardener. But if we look at these guys, like, these guys are probably going to be just full-time criminals. Like, you're probably not going to sell a kill right on people like this, because they're never going to try to repair their standings. They'll have alts that they'll do normal PvE on, and these are just their PvE alts, or they just live in low sec. So on this kill, you probably not going to be able to sell kill rights on it. Maybe somebody would try. And I've sold kill rights even to people who are against people who are negative 10s, which is kind of weird, because you're basically somebody's paying to activate a suspect on somebody who's already a criminal. But it happens. I mean, once you sell the kill right and you get that ISK in your wallet, it's everything else is out of your hands and everything. But for this fit, I would probably have gone. They're using Catalyst, and I'm assuming they're probably thermal EM or thermal kinetic. So these rigs, I would have just done like kinetic thermal, and had some resistances against that, which is usually what I try to do. Ooh, okay, so this will be the last one. We'll cover this Orca, and I think that's a good stopping point. So 2.3 dropped about 275. What do we got in here? Boost, compressor 1, industrial core. They probably had it on. Were they near an asteroid belt? Yeah, they were at asteroid belt 1. They took 102k. And it looks like they're drone mining. They had augmented drones in the hold. If you're not going to use them, don't carry them. Because it just, if you get popped, it just makes a kill mill even more juicy. I've been using just regular mining drones these days, because it makes me a little bit less of a juicy target. 162 million. I would have probably, when I hit like the 50 million mark, I would have probably taken this compressed ore and put it in a station somewhere. But they were also like, they also have stuff in the hold, like a scythe and all that stuff, and stuff in the fleet hangar. So like, I mean, they might think that they're like gonna throw an alt out and you just jump in one of these, but you're not gonna have time to do that in most cases. And they were clearly drone mining out there, so take that stuff out of the maintenance bay. Don't add to the kill mail. And then you got damage control here. That's good. Inertial stabilizer 2 probably not very helpful. I would have put like a reinforced bulkhead there. And then EM shield hardener. I think 3 multi-specs is good here. And then not a drone nav computer. Go like a couple of Tech 2 shield extenders and just bring that EHP really far up. There's 16 people involved in this, so let's just do the we'll do the kill right kind of calculation, and then we'll look at see if they were even worth doing it on. Yeah, see that's rough. That's you're not gonna sell kill right for that much. But I'll explain how they could have probably brought that down a little bit. Let's look at some of these aggressors here. Look at that, sex status 2, which is probably just their guy that scouts in high sec. Got some -3s here. I probably would have still put kill rights out on this. But here's the thing, is if you're in an orca and you're drone mining, I'm actually getting to the point now where I feel like I'm just going to like go full tank in my rigs instead of the actual drone mining rigs. And I'm just going to make, I think it's good practice just to make your orca like a 20, 30 catalyst commitment to take down. Because for instance, let's say 2.3 billion, let's say if we made it to where they had to like use 30 on us, like we're still closer to a reasonable kill, right? But it's very difficult at that point. And about the only thing you can do at this point is, unless they throw more people at you, you just have to lower the overall value that you were, and that could have been done here by not having augmented drones, and take some of this compressed ore in between like industrial cycles. When you hit like 50 million, go dump that stuff off somewhere. Don't have anything in the ship hangar either. That's 43 million right there. So with all of that, with like actually keeping this kind of cleared and keeping this compressed ore out of there, they could have probably actually had them commit more than 16, and then chances are sold all the kill rights for like 50 million and probably broke even. But it is what it is. That's gonna be it for this episode. I hope you guys learned something. I do encourage you guys to all go and like kind of peruse the high sec gank for mining ships and just kind of look at what's to be seen there, and see what common mistakes are made, or look at those things and be like, this is not how I would do it. It helps build good good SOPs for going out there and doing your minings and stuff. But that's gonna be it. Peace out.